Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Steel Donut Collective. My name is Blake, and we have the whole crew with us today. We have Yella.
Good day.
We have Matt.
Hey, I'm Matt.
We have Bob.
This is my final intro line.
And Connor.
Hello there.
And we are coming back to Our Fee, A Reason for Insanity by the Chuckinator. Today we'll be reading chapters 3 and 4. So first up is chapter 3, Diagnosis.
Let's just get right into it.
Let's do it.
When they woke the next morning, Shadow looked over at Sonic before sitting up.
What happened?
A mistake.
Sonic,
A mistake.
A crime happened.
Already, we're just, one line in and already a straight up what happened.
Sonic asked. Shadow looked around the area.
Okay, I need to get this voice back. Hold on.
Boy, oh boy.
Okay, so I start from damn and go to damn. Okay. Okay. I believe we may have.
Sonic's eyes... that voice. Sonic's eyes widened. He sat up and groaned.
We were drunk
Shadow nodded.
Then we came back here.
and had sex.
Well,
Yeah.
that just happened.
Both of them looked at each other in horror. Shadow instantly pushed back and got off the bed.
I can't believe this happened.
I can't either.
She said.
The gang changes gender.
Oh my god.
Me either.
Sonic said. He had a strange look on his face, then stood up and left the room.
Okay.
Okay.
Shadow frowned, wondering what he was up to. A few minutes later, he heard him yelling inside, knowing what he was doing.
Yelling.
I think you
Oh,
mean
yeah.
she.
Chuckinator?
You goofus.
At least be consistent, you doof.
Chuckinator, that's offensive.
No, well, I mean it's a little unstable. They're just phasing in and out of like
their gender.
being.
Oh my god.
It's a little unstable whether Chuckinator or Fangs of Lightning has taken over.
Yeah, it's
They didn't coordinate that well.
It's temporal, you know.
Yeah.
It's tempura.
Yeah.
Shadow ran into the same room as Sonic, frown on her face.
Oh,
The
there.
answer was obvious, but she asked anyway.
What are you doing?
What do you think?
Sonic asked her, cuts on his arm.
Oh my god.
I didn't think it was possible.
I'm just imagining.
I didn't think it was possible to make cutting funny, but they make it so fucking nonchalant in this story.
Like
Yeah.
I literally just imagine the yelling, and she has just this deep, not this worried side, but it's just this deep. Oh, you're gonna go again.
Here we
And
go again.
She
Sonic, what are you
walks.
doing?
So she
Laugh
walks
track.
over there. So she
Yeah.
walks over there, and she just hands on her hip. What are you doing?
And then the
you
laugh
just,
track comes in, and then there's
Yeah.
a pause,
just
and Sonic
cuts to-
goes, "What do you think?" And then it zooms in on the cuts
Yeah.
on his arms, and the laugh
Yeah.
track continues.
Whatever happened to predictability?
God.
She sighed, then grew angry and punched him in the face. This is how you deal with
words.
it. This
Yep.
is a healthy way to deal with someone who has a history of abuse. Sonic
It's
fell
so-
to the ground, surprised.
It's such a it's so good at describing it, isn't it? It's so blunt. Every single
Yeah.
thing is so blunt. I love
Yeah.
it.
This reminds me.
It just
of-
happens. This just happens. It just happens. It all reads out as it happens.
Guys,
like I'm
we're
reading
in
a fucking
chapter
listicle.
3 of a 28-chapter story. Let's
It reads
Yeah.
out like
Go.
a
Let's
list,
go.
like
Yeah.
a list of events.
Yeah. What the heck was that for?
he asked angrily.
I remember when we met up and me and Connor and Connor punched me in the face, and I just got up and I was like, "What the heck was that for?" That was my reaction to being punched in the face.
It's a very overstated reaction.
Yeah, I probably should have been a lot calmer about it. Like,
Yeah,
like,
you. I think you were a bit out of line there.
Yeah.
dropping the old H word.
Yeah.
For cutting yourself again. What do you think?
She yelled.
What's your reason this time?
This is how you talk to people who are cutting themselves. This is how you do it.
Well, yeah, like I said.
Sonic hesitated and backed away.
There we go. Why do you think?
He asked.
We had sex and we were drunk. What if you get pregnant?
What if I am become pregnant?
From getting drunk.
Shadow
Yes.
Shadow hesitated
Sure, of
before
course
Sonic
she did.
yelled again.
Oh. And you said you wouldn't hit me!
He screamed, holding his hands in front of his face protectively.
You lied! You're just like the people at the orphanage!
I was just angry. People do things they don't mean to when they're angry.
That's not an excuse.
That's a terrible excuse.
That is just,
Yeah.
the best justification.
You know, people do things they don't mean to when they're angry. And that gives me free reign to do literally anything.
I didn't mean
Yeah,
to
'cause
kill
you're
your mom.
angry.
Because
I was
as soon
just
as
a little
I'm
upset.
As soon as anyone gets upset with me about it, I just go, I was just angry.
Like, oh,
Shrug.
well.
Like, there's nothing I can do about that.
Definitely.
Foolproof.
Angry.
Sonic looked at her and began to cry. Shadow sighed, wrapping her arms around him.
I'm sorry, Sonic.
She held him against her, gently rocking.
I should get those covered. Don't go anywhere.
Shadow stood and ran off to get the first aid kit.
She was really fast.
Sonic hesitated and
Damn.
rocked back and forth. Wrong
Lots
foot.
of hesitating going on here today.
Today,
Oh,
Matt, the reason I pause after every hesitated is because there's a little ding sound in the video.
Yeah.
Also,
Now,
back
okay,
and forth.
I have a question. What's better, back and fourths or back into thirds?
Yeah. And also, y'all, guess what? You want to guess what your boy Sonic's gonna do? Just when you think he's like, okay, I'm not gonna do it anymore, he does it one more time. You ready? You watch this guy.
Give him one more again.
Yeah.
Sonic
Back in
hesitated
halves.
and rocked back and forth, wrong fourth, muttering under his breath.
Rocked back in halves.
Like, here goes.
Back and fifth. He picked up the knife and cut himself even more.
Oh, there you go.
When Shadow came back, she gasped in shock.
It's like
my
that guy
God.
who keeps saying, all right, no more drinks, I'm done for the night. And then, like, someone's like, here, man, have another shot. He downs it, does it without even saying anything. He's like, all right, but that was really the last one. And, like,
That
5
was the
shots
last
later,
one, I promise.
he's, like,
That
fucking
was last
stumbling
cut, I
around.
swear.
Guys, I'd really like to get through this next paragraph.
All right.
Sonic,
She shouted.
stop it.
Pulling the knife from his hand, she tossed it away from them and looked to see how much he had increased the damage. Her eyes widened. The muscles in his skin was showing, and some bones were also.
Oh.
No matter how hard she tried, the bleeding wouldn't stop.
We need to get you to a doctor.
She said.
Come on.
Yeah.
She held up a Chaos Emerald and vanished.
No, take it with you.
Later, fuckers.
Bye.
We need to get you to a doctor. Let me get a doctor.
All right, see ya. This is too much for me to handle. Bye.
Yeah.
Once
not-
she got to the hospital, don't know how long it took, but whatever. Once she got to the hospital, she saw a doctor.
Well, you see, it's,
Glad she did.
it says
It was
it
the right
says-
place to see one.
You see, it says once because she didn't just teleport all the way to the hospital. She teleported like a few blocks away from the hospital and walked the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she did just have sex. She didn't want to run after
Yeah.
that.
Well, because
Must
of
have been
like,
some damn good sex.
yeah. I mean, it's a security risk. You don't want people just appearing in the hospital.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's fair. He needs help.
She said.
He won't stop bleeding, and the cuts are too deep.
Oh, that's cool, but who's he? What cuts? Who
Yeah.
are you?
The doctor nodded and took Sonic to the emergency room.
Wow, was Sonic there with her, I guess?
I guess.
Sonic's just there now.
The doctor nodded and took Sonic to the emergency room, then examined him. He frowned. He's done permanent damage to the nerves in his arms, the doctor said. Sonic will have no feeling in them from now on. We may have to amputate.
What?
Yeah, you know.
Chapter
Oh, God.
3, boys.
Yeah. Chapter
Chapter
3.
Of
fucking
28.
Just grab the.
Chapater 3. Sonic
yeah.
loses his arms.
Well, may lose his arms. We may
The doctor
have to-
just draws his sword and he's like, all right, stick that arm out there, and I just.
Let's go ahead and get
cuts it
this
right off.
bad boy over with.
If
I've
you
got
can just
shit I
turn
need
left
to do.
and stick your arms out, I can get this in one swipe.
You
Yeah.
you thought I was going to knight you, but this is amputation.
Yeah. Whoops.
Go ahead and get this over with so I can get back to my more important
You're gonna want to
things
bite
I
down
have
on
to
this
do.
ring.
They don't nickname me Dr. Amputate Arms with a sword for nothing.
It's a very descriptive nickname.
Yeah.
They call him that 'cause he's good with his knives.
We may need to amputate, and we have just the doctor for this job.
Yeah.
They're damaged that badly?
Yes. How long has he been cutting himself?
don't
Shadow
know why.
shrugged. She didn't know.
Yeah.
She looked back at the doctor.
Shit.
Shrug at that.
I don't know.
The answer's pretty bad too.
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
The doctor nodded.
We're gonna have to amputate. Do either of us have a problem with that? No. All right. So how long has this been going on?
Also, I would suggest psychological help. It seems that he has been depressed for a long time now,
Whoa.
and is developing a major mental disorder as well as schizophrenia, which is apparently not a major mental disorder.
Yeah. Well, Bob,
You read me just like a book, Doc.
they're setting it up for the twist.
What the fuck? This is not how hospitals work.
Well, that's
Was he
not.
abused as a child? Let me ask you a quick question, a little QQ for you. Was he
Yeah.
abused as a child?
Yeah.
I can't fucking breathe.
I mean,
You should get
Matt.
psychological. Yeah.
Hey, Matt, question.
Oh, fuck.
I have a question, Matt.
Yes.
So imagine that a friend, you bring a friend to the hospital and the doctor asks you, was your friend abused as a child? What would you say?
In this situation.
What is the adult response to that?
He said he was.
Well,
I mean, I'd say,
he said he was.
That?
Yeah.
Well, this is the adult response to that. That explains it then.
That explains it. Got that one figured out, boys.
because Shadow's
Check that one off the win list. We did it.
Doctor
Shadow's in
Sherlock
the-
at it again.
100% of cases of people with schizophrenia come from being abused as a
That
child.
explains it, boys. We won. Pack it up. Close the hospital. It's over. We win.
That's why they call me Dr. House.
The House
House
MD
MD.
credit. House MD credits just start
Hi,
scrolling.
Greg House here. This is a horrible Greg
he
House
solved
impression.
the mystery, guys. We did it. We
all
stopped
about-
schizophrenia forever.
It's all about the puzzle, my dude.
Well, that explains it then. He'll have to stay here overnight. The amputation will take a while. Wait. He's
Gotta
not a
agree-
total asshole about this. I'm sorry about this.
Yeah,
I
Shadow,
think the amputation will be the short part.
Shadow felt tears come to her face. She
Oh, they
nodded
just
and
come
left,
to her face.
then went home and called Tails.
before I read my line, what I was trying to say way back there was when he said he was like, that response. It's like, to be fair, Shadow does not know for sure. All they have is Sonic's word.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that explains it.
He
Sonic-
might be a stinking liar.
And Sonic, if you haven't noticed, is a very unreliable person.
He's a very unreliable character.
he's a little weird.
He's a little weird, he
That's
said.
why.
He's
That's
a little
why
off.
it's good. That,
Just a little weird.
He's a
that's
little
why
off.
That's
Just
why
a
it's
bit.
good. The doctor just took it at her word and said that explains it.
Yeah,
Somewhat,
exactly.
he's a bit peculiar.
Yeah. So, Tails. Hello?
Tails answered.
Sonic's in the hospital.
She said.
What?
Just,
Tails asked.
How did that happen?
How much do you know about Sonic's state of mind?
Tails was silent for a moment.
Not much.
He said.
He always seems pretty happy around me and his other friends. Why?
Dialogue
Here
is
we
killing
go.
me, please.
He was depressed and cutting himself. I had to bring him to the hospital. And the doctor said he permanently damaged the nerves in his arms. He said they have to amputate.
Well,
I
it
think doing
sounds a
this
lot
voice-
sillier when you say it like that.
I think doing that voice is gonna permanently damage the nerves in Yella's neck.
Yeah.
I will one day greatly
Right.
regret this
Right
after
in the
all
throat.
28
They're gonna have to
chapters.
amputate.
Yeah. Amputate his throat.
fucking neck. Amputate his fucking head off.
Yeah, they take away Yellow's neck, and it's just his head sitting right directly on his clavicle.
Oh no,
He'll
that's
be
awful.
one of those heads in a jar from Futurama.
And then he'll only be 7'2".
Richard Nixon, Albert Einstein, Yella from the Steel Donut.
Clearly the most important person.
No. But yeah. Oh God.
That's the correct response.
What? Why was he doing it?
That's not the correct response.
Oh, but here is the correct response.
Why?
He said he was abused as a child.
That's not
Wait,
the
wait,
correct...
wait.
Wait. Okay.
I don't know why he was cutting himself now, though.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean, you
Why
got
are you all so bad at this?
abused as a child, cutting their arms to the flipping bone. Could not be connected. I mean, there's no connection there. I mean, because they were a
What
kid.
the
know why-
fuck?
like,
How
why are
is
you
this
cutting yourself
chapter
down?
three?
Also,
How is this fucking chapter 3?
They were
Also-
a kid then. They're an adult now, so they can't be connected.
There you go. Yeah,
No
why
connection.
are they doing it now? They're
also
not
a
a kid
thing.
anymore.
Also, a thing to keep in mind that Sonic already explained that he freaked out because they had sex and Shadow might be pregnant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no
Pregnant, yeah.
other relevant
Yeah.
details to share with anybody.
Yeah.
Shadow was silent for a moment.
Are you alright, Tails?
She knew it was a lot for the fox to learn so suddenly.
It is very sudden.
It's a lot for us to learn so suddenly.
Yeah?
Yeah. We can relate to Tails here.
I.
Tails didn't know what to say. He had just learned Sonic's secret, and this shocked him.
Oh, yeah, it's a fucking secret. That's what it is.
Yeah. He thought he just had really bumpy arms before.
Oh god, now just picture, just for a moment, I want everybody to picture Sonic without arms.
Yeah.
I don't.
Don't worry, it'll be in the thumbnail.
Yeah. Do you need me to come over?
Shadow asked. She was worried the fox would start crying.
I hate
that's
it
the
when you
biggest-
cry.
It's the biggest concern right here.
Yeah.
I can't stand being around crying people, so I
I'm
gotta
just gonna
prevent
hang.
that.
Tails, if you start crying, I'm just gonna hang up on you. You know that, right? Like
I will just
I'm not
I will
gonna listen to that over the phone.
I will
Yeah, she's
just
gonna-
control the flip out of here.
She's gonna come over and be supportive. You know, Shadow's sort of the den mother here, you know?
Yeah.
The den mother who also fucks. So,
Oh no.
That's my kind of den mother.
Oh.
yeah, more like a den mama, you know what I'm saying?
A den mommy.
Tails hesitated.
Of course he did.
Alright, wait, let me hesitate. No.
He said, his voice cracking.
Oh my gosh, my voice was already cracking. That's sort of my voice. I'm fine.
The dial tone could be heard moments later. Shadow sighed and hung up, then gulped nervously. She hoped that Sonic would be all right.
He's getting his arms amputated. What do
Little
you
editorial from your boy Blake. Can people stop fucking gulping all the time in these fucking stories? Because it's so fucking goofy every time. They're just like, gosh. Like, can people stop fucking gulping all the time? Like, I swear to God, the last few stories we read, people just gulp left and right. Just stop.
Yeah.
Just fucking stop, please.
Listen,
Yeah.
all of them just have something in their throat. It's really awful.
Yeah. But yeah, I sure hope Sonic is all right with, having to
Losing his
lose
arms?
his arms.
Yeah.
And,
Nah, we're just gonna have to get rid of those bad boys. Bye.
yeah, and sure. Oh, good. Yeah.
Chapter 4, Schizophrenia. I'm just moving on.
And surely this isn't going to proceed exactly as the doctor said it would.
No.
Shadow didn't sleep much that night, too worried for Sonic. The next morning, she found herself looking at the phone every few minutes. She didn't know if the hospital would call, or if she had to go there.
She didn't exactly leave a number.
You could also just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
A few minutes later, the phone rang and she instantly picked it up.
I'm glad she didn't wait a few minutes to pick it up.
Yeah. She has a little Chaos Emerald in the phone, so it teleports to her hand.
Ah, perfect. Smart.
Can I get that hello again?
Hello?
I just wanted to hear it again.
Okay, no problem.
Sonic is out of surgery now. You can come visit him in about an hour.
Thank God.
Shadow said.
I'll be there soon.
She hung up and waited. After an hour, Shadow
Exactly
ran to the
one
hospital.
Fucking hour.
You have chaos control. You can time travel.
59, 57.
No, that's her morning
59,
exercise.
59, 60. Let's go.
Perfect. How is he?
She asked. See for yourself.
The
doctor said.
Why are doctors in fan fiction stories always such
I mean, to
assholes?
be fair, I
This
always
guy-
play them like assholes.
They also do just have dialogue like
Yeah,
assholes.
but that didn't start
yeah,
from no.
the dialogue
Yeah.
does work.
I was like, this doctor's been perfectly nice. It's just emoted as an asshole.
See for yourself, the doctor said. He led her to Sonic's room and left them.
Bye. See you, Turbo Nerds. I got doctor shit to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't want to cramp their style.
Oh
their
my
style.
God.
As soon as Shadow saw him, she gasped.
Oh
Both
my
of
God.
Sonic's arms were gone, and there were nothing but stumps left.
Oh my God, they actually fucking did it.
Yeah.
Chapter
Absolute
4.
madness.
This is chapter 4.
How? How is this chapter 4?
We're
Yeah, but
only
can't-
1/7 of the way through this
God,
story.
What the there are no brakes on this train.
I mean,
moving
the thing
at
is,
Sonic speed.
Every single fucking time. I think
Matt.
we're gonna slow down for an
Matt.
instant. We hit another fucking crevice and we shoot down at 300 fucking miles.
Matt.
When you're on a train, you don't need brakes if you're already off the rails.
Matt, think about
You've
it. Think-
already crashed.
Yeah, you know what? We crashed. We flew off
We're
the
still
rails. We were on
crashing.
Mount Everest and we're flying down.
Yeah, we're soaring through the
We're
air. Brakes
soaring
won't
through
help you. God can't help you now.
I
You know
know.
what? You know what?
This
You know what we
story-
did? We
this
launched
story-
at terminal velocity. We're in outer space and we're caught in gravity's rotation. We're flying around. We cannot stop.
It's the Galaxy
Matt.
Express. You know the Galaxy
It's
Express.
Galaxy Express. We cannot
whoa.
stop this train.
Yeah, and you think like we're headed straight for a planet. We'll be around like chapter 12. We're headed straight for a planet, and you think, oh my god, we'll finally crash and stop. And nope, we're gonna bore right through that fucking thing.
And go through it and head to another planet. And you'll be like, how? Why? How did that happen?
To be fair, Sonic, does he really need his arms? Think about it. He runs really fast, and then he jumps in the air and curls into a ball and lands on people. So he might be slightly less ball-like, but he can still
On
get
the other
around.
hand-
You know what? To think,
On the other hand,
come to
Blake-
think of it, the only thing I've ever seen him do with his arms is clip through, like himself half the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Like his
exactly.
old Sonic. His
his arms
arms
are-
fucking clip through things.
He also
Think about
he
it.
does also need to collect rings somehow.
Yeah, but all he has
just
to do is
runs into them.
he absorbs them. Yeah.
No, that's
But
true, I
how is he
guess.
going to give a thumbs up in his victory screens if he doesn't have
Oh,
arms?
that's a good point.
Shit.
Is he ever going to
Damn.
have a victory screen ever again?
There's no victory for Sonic.
There is no
Not on
victory.
this wild fucking ride.
Yeah, so-
Bones, Mr. Bones, you fuck! I demand you let me off this ride at once.
Hey, wait a minute. So Sonic had a knife and he was cutting himself and he got to the bone.
Yes.
And then how did he do the other arm?
He did
Very
he did both arms
carefully?
at once.
Really?
He grabbed it. He did the old two knife wristlet. You know.
Oh,
You get
so it
two
was like
knives.
he had his arms crossed and he
No.
was
Yeah, and you just
No.
keep sawing back and forth.
Yeah.
No, I think I know what it is. He held the knife in his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
And then
it's
he did
it's
the
like
old, he did
he
the old
was-
hack and slash.
He
yeah, there's a
he
blade on
t-
each
he
side and a handle in the middle. You bite on the handle, stick your arms up, and go.
Oh, I was thinking for a moment he was triple wielding like Zoro from One Piece. One in each hand and one in his mouth.
She hesitated and
Sure.
walked up to him.
Sonic?
She asked, concerned. Sonic refused to look at her. She could see him crying and muttering something under his breath. Shadow hesitated.
Sonic. I'm sorry this had to happen to you.
Had to.
It had
I'm
to.
sorry we had to do this to you.
I mean, he
It
did
was
it
a
to
social
himself.
experiment.
He did it to himself.
Sonic shook his head.
I hate this.
He said,
What are people going to think? I don't have my arms. How am I supposed to do anything?
First concern: what are the people going to
gonna
think?
Man, they're gonna look at me and they're gonna be like, "That's an armless hedgehog. How dumb!"
No. Hey, Sonic, catch! Oh
Sonic-
wait, you can't.
Whoa.
Got him.
Sonic has his priorities straight. That's all you can say about this.
Yeah.
Shadow hesitated.
Of course. I don't know.
She said truthfully.
Well, at least she's not lying.
Yeah, truth will set you free.
Let's get you home.
The hedgehog nodded. I really thought about putting a nod counter, but I decided not to.
Yeah.
He tried to get up, but couldn't support his weight and fell back down. He was useless.
Thanks, narrator.
So the
Completely
doctors aren't
useless.
gonna do anything about this. Not even gonna put him in a wheelchair or anything. Just walk home, clown.
Walk home, Cloud. Yeah.
They stapled the medical bill to his face, and he's just supposed to walk home.
All right, get out of here.
Get out of here, come on.
My face is bleeding.
Shadow helped him up, giving him a smile as she did so.
Can you walk?
Open quote.
Open quote for some reason. Give it a try.
Shadow said. She made sure Sonic was standing properly before releasing her hold on him. He hesitated and took a few steps forwards before losing his balance.
Okay, Sonic.
Sonic fell
Walk
to the
home,
ground
clown.
as Shadow helped him up. She could
Walk
see that
home,
he was
Hedgehog.
crying.
Here comes a big lie. You don't need to cry.
Can you emote that like a doctor?
You don't need to cry.
She told him.
You'll be fine.
I just imagine her rolling her eyes.
Yeah,
Oh my
mean,
god, you big baby.
I mean,
Get
I did.
over yourself.
I
Just
did-
Sonic.
because you weigh like a third less because you don't have arms doesn't mean you have to complain about it.
Yeah, you're
by
gonna go
the
back to your
way-
house and Amy's
by the
gonna
way-
fucking whack you in the head with a hammer and toss you down the stairs.
By the way, I did roll my eyes when I said that line.
I'm going to assume
Nice.
that's what happens. I don't know.
It's not fine.
Sonic said.
Nothing is. I've lost my arms, can't walk well. I've been diagnosed with schizophrenia.
I hate when they
Maybe I should just kill myself so I don't have to deal with this. It's not like anyone cares for me anyway.
Shadow frowned at this. Alarm bells were going off in her head.
I
And
would
you know
fucking
what?
hope so.
Call me
Fire
crazy,
alarm
but
bells.
this might be a bad sign.
Yeah.
This might be
I
cause for
detect-
alarm.
I don't know
it's not like one of those things where like your friend says like, man, I've been thinking about death a lot recently. No, he's like, I'm thinking about killing myself. And she's like, maybe he's thinking about killing himself.
It's like she's just sitting there like, I see a flag. I'm not quite sure if it might be a very intense orange.
Is that
Leaning towards maybe somewhat reddish. I
It's
don't
like
know.
kind of like maroon, but less brownish.
oh man, I don't know.
And
I
it's
got
a
nothing.
flag. And
I got
I don't know what's the word for that.
What's the significance of this?
It's like a ruby flag.
Yeah.
It's
It's
about the
probably
same.
nothing. Whatever.
It's
He'll be
about the
fine.
same.
I
It's
got-
about
yeah.
the same color as one of the Chaos Emeralds.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I don't.
Let's just get him out of the hospital. He just needs to take a nap.
Yeah,
He'll be
probably
all
just
cool
some
in the
fresh air
morning.
would do him some good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just walk it off. I mean, that's all he can do
Walk it-
anymore. There's no
walk
fucking
it.
no arms.
Walk home, Hedgehog.
Man, I really hope they go out later for some ice cream and hookers.
Don't ever talk like that. Plenty of people care about you. Why else would I be here?
And no one else.
And no
Yeah.
what do people
Where-
care about you? I'm here, and that's it.
No,
There
yeah.
it is.
Well, your boy
Did-
Tails is coming.
Yeah, but he's not here. Also, Tails is the only other person who knows of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
the
you
only
would have
person I
thought it'd become
was
like a
worth
phone
telling.
free, but Tails didn't think of anyone who would care.
Maybe like Knuckles? Nah.
Nah.
Kunkles.
Amy? No.
I mean,
Cuck, it's Cuck.
Anyone
me and Matt
else?
was good
Nope.
with Kunkles and Snoig
good old
and
Kunkles.
Ty-Owls.
Rob Tonic. Don't forget about Rob Tonic.
You can call me Knuckles.
Cuck, it's Cuckles.
Sonic shrugged and had Shadow lead him home.
Oh my god.
Sonic looked at his armless stumps and sobbed
Oh,
even more.
boy.
Oh,
A few minutes later,
Yeah.
the doorbell rang and Tails came inside.
hey guys,
Good.
what the fuck? Oh my god, you don't have arms! Holy shit! Anyway,
No.
So I found another gender-changing machine. If anyone else wants to try it out.
Yeah. I've
You
reset.
can't build an arm regeneration machine.
Now this one's a little weird. It might.
Or mechanical arms.
I found an arm getting rid of machine. It gets rid of your arms. I guess you don't really need to use it, Sonic. But Shadow, if you want to try it out.
Oh yeah, I've always been interested.
Yeah, in solidarity, all the Sonic cast cut their arms off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
It can only be
okay.
used once though, and you can never get your arms back. I'm not really sure why I made this, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, though, in this case, that's usually how that works.
I mean, in the comics universe, people were getting all sorts of cool, like, bionic shit. So maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
It's Cyberpunk.
I mean, that's how it was. I mean, in the comics, his fucking dad was all
Yeah,
robot.
wasn't it like
Sonic's dad was all robot.
yeah.
Wake
that was
the fuck
Eggman's
up,
fault.
Hedgehog. We've got a city to burn. Probably way too late.
Whatever.
What a reference.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm better now.
Hi, Shadow. I just thought I'd come over too.
His words died on his lips when he saw Sonic.
Sonic.
Tails ran over, nearly crying with the Hedgehog. Nearly.
Crying with the Hedgehog. My new
You know, this would
fucking
be an
band.
appropriate time to cry.
Yeah, just let it
Yeah.
all
You can-
out, Tails.
You can do that. No one would think you. Whatever.
I mean, it doesn't say he's fighting it. Maybe it's just not happening.
He just doesn't give a shit.
Ooh,
Well,
but
I mean,
this
I
probably
don't.
isn't what you
I
should
think
do.
I give a shit all the time. I don't cry very easily.
Reaching out, he gently lay a hand on one of Sonic's armless stumps.
Don't.
Don't just do that.
Oh, don't touch that.
I mean,
very fresh.
That's probably not even sanitary.
Yeah. I
I
can't
don't even think
believe.
you should
Considering-
probably leave the hospital.
Yeah.
Can't believe.
Tails looked over at Shadow.
Is he going to be okay? I'm gonna talk about you like you're not here, Sonic.
I hope you
You're-
don't.
you're a fucking
I hope you
dog,
don't
Sonic.
mind.
And
I hope
Shadow
you
will
don't mind.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shadow said,
It'll take some time to adjust to this.
I bet he will, won't he?
we all Maybe it would
mean-
be better if he was just dead.
Maybe if
Oh
we
my
work
God.
together.
God.
Tails' ears lowered as he looked at Sonic.
I wish I could help.
Tails'
can't do
ears
anything.
perked.
You think I could make new arms for him? They'd be better than nothing.
They'd probably be better than the arms he had.
They'd be better than nothing. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, they would be.
Tactful.
They would be. I mean, he is not wrong.
No.
At least
So-
Tails actually had a logical thought.
Yeah,
but...
Tails with cold, hard, logical facts. You know, he's destroying those libtards.
Okay.
Fucking facts.
Let.
But...
Okay.
No.
Sonic said. He turned away as tears flowed down his face.
No, please.
He stood up and hesitated, looking at them.
Don't hurt me. Please.
I don't know if his episodes are convenient or inconvenient at this point.
Well, I wasn't gonna hurt you, but I mean, all right.
He said before walking upstairs to his room. Tails
Bye.
cringed, as did the steel donut, and
Yeah.
looked at Shadow.
What was that about?
He asked her.
Fuck you, Tails.
Tills, you heard about this on the phone yesterday.
Yeah, but nobody.
You. That's not the appropriate response to something like
No,
that.
nobody understands, man. Like Shadow doesn't even understand. Like Shadow was like, you know,
Yeah, I
he was
mean,
abused
you
as a
say-
child, but now he's cutting himself, and it's just, you know,
I don't.
I don't-
I
I
get
mean,
it.
I don't
just
see the
This
connection.
get
next,
it.
this next line just solidifies that even more. Listen to this. The abuse, I think.
I think-
Or maybe the
no.
schizophrenia.
one or the other.
I don't really care that much.
Fuck
so-
you guys. You're the worst.
Yeah.
You're such trash.
No, we're not.
Tails frowned.
This is a trash house for trash people.
Things are going to be a lot different now with Sonic's conditions.
Oh my god! Shut the fuck up, Tails!
yeah, yeah.
Insensitive pieces of shit.
Yellow. Let's have a douche off here. We need
Okay,
to.
let's
we need
go
to like
for
trade off
that.
as douchey as possible.
Shadow nodded.
I hope nothing else comes up.
Shadow looked in the direction Sonic had gone and back at Tails.
Back at your girl. Look back at you.
You'll be here for him too, right?
Because
I don't
I
wanna do
can't
it.
stick around
'Cause
forever.
I'm not, look, I got things to do. I have things that people with arms need to do.
I have a whole new life to adjust to, considering I'm a woman now.
Actually, they're gonna address that.
Oh, good.
Of course I will.
Tails
No.
said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Of course I will.
Tails said.
I'll always be here for my best friend.
I'm glad to have your help.
Tails smiled.
How do you like being a female?
It's all right.
There's nothing.
We're not, yeah.
Shadow shrugged.
Whatever.
Yeah, there's nothing weird
man.
about
That's
How's
Sonic
the
or whatever.
weather?
Yeah.
It's all right.
You know,
Did you catch the big game?
It's shocking. You know what? It's shockingly normal.
Dude, they're-
Shockingly the same as ever, I guess.
Yep, that's it. You know, it's all right.
I'm
guess
amazed
I guess I could be a guy if I wanted to. I'm not. It's whatever.
I'm amazed by both these lines. Like Tails' line, it's like you read between the lines. There's so many of those. It's like fucking beatboxer doing hi hats, like. And then you got like fucking Shadow just being like, "Oh, it's all right."
Whatever.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
The situation is as normal.
Shadow shrugged.
What do you mean by that?
Being female isn't terrible, but I haven't felt much of a difference so far.
Let me just say. Being female isn't terrible might be my favorite quote of the story so far.
It's pretty good.
They found, see, and they, it turns out, us men and us women, we're just, we're not so different after all. It's a beautiful
We
message.
here at the Steel Donut agree. Being female isn't terrible.
Terrible. It's not
It's almost-
that bad.
It's almost
ain't
like
that
we're the
bad.
same species.
Some people would have you believe it's terrible, but it isn't.
But you know what? It ain't.
Yeah,
Tails nodded.
I see.
He said.
Like that
Shadow
reaction.
looked at him and smiled, then sighed and stood up. She walked upstairs and into Sonic's room. She walked upstairs and into Sonic's room. No,
Okay.
I didn't fuck that up. They did.
Yeah.
So good
I
they
like
had to do
to.
it twice.
I like to imagine. I like to imagine she does that. Chaos controls back downstairs and goes back upstairs again.
Maybe Chuckinator wrote the first one and Fangs of Lightning wrote the second.
I was about to say that. I like to imagine Chuckinator wrote that first one, then Fangs of Lightning wrote the second one to continue on.
It's like a
It's almost. You know what? It's almost like Chuckinator wrote the first one, and then Fangs of Lightning wrote the second one.
It's like Syriac,
I see what you guys are doing, and I don't like it. Okay. Jesus.
We're a bunch of
People complain
goofballs
about
over
my
here.
new laugh. What the fuck?
Hey, that's my goofball laugh. We're just a bunch of goofballs over
Yeah,
here.
just
The
goofers.
armless hedgehog was sitting on the bed, still crying.
What can I do?
Shadow asked. She hated seeing Sonic like this. Sonic looked at her.
There's nothing you can do.
He said.
Okay. I tried. All right, guys, pack it up.
All
Let's
right,
go
peace. Bye.
Well, if you say so.
Well, actually, what they're about to say is even stupider than just leaving.
Good. There has to be something that can cheer you up.
Home. Cheer you up.
That's you think his problem is his mood? You think
Cheer you up.
Yeah.
I mean, he did want to kill himself.
that's not a mood issue, that's a mental health issue.
Yeah, but I
Maybe
mean,
he's
like trying to get somebody in a happier state of mind is a helpful thing to do. Better than just leaving.
I mean, at least she didn't say, "Have you tried being happier?"
I
Yeah.
was just gonna say, it doesn't seem like the most tactful thing, because she doesn't say, like, is there anything I can do for you? It's just, is there anything I can do to cheer you up? Because once you're cheered up, you're on your own, buddy. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
I
there's
got
no
shit to
I
do.
in what there's no I in what she says. She just says there has to be something that can cheer you up.
Yeah, it's
I
like
can
maybe
shove
we should
this off
see a
on
movie
somebody else.
or go to a baseball game. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that'll fix it.
Yeah. I don't know, Shadow. It's not just this. It's also the incident we had a few days ago. What if you get pregnant?
A few days. Like, wasn't that like yesterday?
2 days.
Well,
It
the
was
day
2 days.
before that, technically, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a night ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 nights ago. Whatever. it
Yeah,
doesn't
2 nights. Yeah.
Whatever.
Still wouldn't call that a few days. Then we'll deal with that too.
There we
Shadow
go.
gave him a smile. Sonic hesitated and then nodded.
All right.
He said,
Okay.
"Cool, yeah, great." Okay. Cool. Shadow smiled and kissed him. Sonic smiled against her lips.
Weird.
Oh God. What are you doing to me, Shadow? You want me to do that, like, actually?
No, that's good. I'm
Okay.
keeping that.
Okay.
I mean, I can do both this voice and keep my mouth
Just
closed.
put your hand on your face.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I'll try that.
Sonic's eyes widened.
I thought you didn't like me.
What?
Shadow said.
You're my friend, and I've fallen in love with you as well.
This might
so
be a
good.
popsicle for our listeners to even understand. Hopefully they can get it. Because we're not going back. Sonic hesitated. He didn't know what to say. He didn't have feelings for Shadow.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Damn.
Go.
No.
Oh.
Fucking cold.
Yeah. That's nice.
Jeez. Ow. I'm in love with you. That's
I felt that.
that's interesting. You know, it's
That's like-
that's cool.
That's like,
You know?
that's
on.
like, it
Fascinating.
would have been a better, it would have been slightly worse, I think, if he had just said, thank you.
I think you mean the best response would have been okay.
Yeah.
I'm in love with you. Neat. That's really neat.
I can't help it. I've fallen in love with you.
Okay.
Huh.
Then
All right.
he tries to give her finger guns, but then remembers he doesn't have arms.
Fucking Phantom Limb bullshit.
The phantom pain
yeah.
Yeah.
punished Sonic.
Oh,
I mean, yes.
his whole life he's been punished, Sonic.
Yeah. He still is.
He said. Sonic looked away. He didn't want to make her dislike him by turning her down. But if he didn't love her...
I don't love her.
Nodding, he
either.
looked back at Shadow.
I may not love you now, but I appreciate what you're doing for me.
Oh.
And if you are pregnant, I'm staying with you.
Oh, I felt that. I fucking
If you are
felt
pregnant, I'm also gonna take up a role in your life where you need to take care of me, I guess.
Collar tug. What the fuck? What a bad response.
You don't love me?
Sonic nodded.
Jesus fucking Christ. What an asshole.
That's why I'm so worried. You should be pregnant by someone who loves you, not some drunken round of sex with your friend.
Shadow sighed and nodded.
I guess it's fair. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
I see.
Okay.
Disappointment was in her voice.
Okay.
Oh god, this line. Like, okay, everybody knows how foreshadowing works.
Right.
This line is powerful.
Right. If the Chuckinator writes it, it will happen. That's how
Yeah.
foreshadowing works.
Yeah, exactly. So here goes. Well, there's no telling if I will get pregnant or not. If you don't love me, that's fine.
Okay.
And she never gets pregnant.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. Doesn't happen.
Sonic
that
smiled and
didn't
nodded.
Yep, smile and nod. Just smile and nod, dog.
Yeah.
He knew that he wouldn't develop feelings for Shadow either.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Okay.
The hedgehog looked around the room and tried to stand up, then groaned. He could hear voices in his head. Multiple
What?
voices were all telling him different things. One told him how everyone thought he was a failure, another how he should kill himself, etc.
Etc.
You know,
No.
Shadow noticed this.
Such nice things as.
Yeah.
Are you alright, Sonic?
She asked. Sonic shook his head.
No. Shut up.
Okay.
What?
Sonic groaned.
Shut the fuck up. Stop talking to me.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Fuck up. Fuck up. Everybody fuck my wife.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He yelled, grabbing his head. I
What?
guess with his
What?
legs.
Excuse me. Pardon? What? Huh?
How?
Very carefully.
Very carefully.
Or maybe the
With his
doctor let him
feet.
take his arms home.
Yeah, no. No, to be fair, you don't have to grab something specifically with your hands. If you've ever like dropped a pen on the floor and picked it up with your toes, done that little move, maybe he's just grabbing his head with his feet.
Yeah, he just feet to head.
He's just human
He
pretzel.
can
Well,
curl into a
hedgehog,
ball.
Yeah, he can't
Yeah,
go
he
to the
can.
ball.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
He's
hedgehog
fucking
pretzel right
doing
now.
like some yoga bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop it.
Shadow frowned. This was bad. Very bad.
Really?
What gave you that idea? Sonic,
There's that
no.
ruby flag again.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
it's nice and magenta, kind
Like
of.
a magenta or like kind of amber.
Maybe a nice ochre.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that fucking word?
It's kind of a radiant color, but
It reminds me of a stop sign. Or like blood.
It's kind of like, and it kind of reminds me of these stripes on my quills.
Guys, there's that thing. It's like it's got like an RBG, right? But it's like it seems like it's on the R side, but I don't really know
RBG,
what that
Ruth Bader
means.
Ginsburg?
Wait,
Yeah,
guys.
there it is.
It's a Ruth flag.
You know what it is? It is
Ruth flag. There you go.
It is reminiscent of like a fucking
Bad things.
like you said, the stuff like something. I can't quite put it together. It's sort of like someone's abused as a child and then they cut and you can't make that
And
connection. You
it's
can't
like,
make the connection.
It's like a really big, bright.
I just can't
You know,
put
you know,
my
this
finger
whole-
on it.
This whole thing has just been a bunch of wild coincidences, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Woo! Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
You know what said? I think we've made
Fate really had it out.
every possible joke we could possibly make, referenced every possible color any of us know. So that means we can't do that joke again.
Damn.
Rest
Damn.
in peace, joke.
we ran it to the end.
Fucking
know,
ran
Maybe
it.
next
And
chapter
we're-
we'll all have a bunch of synonyms for red, and we'll just
Yeah, well, I've all looked it
Or
up.
maybe next chapter it'll be a few weeks between recording and we'll forget that we killed the joke and we'll just do the same thing again.
It's the thrill of the hunt,
give it a few weeks to replenish the population.
Sonic, no one's talking to you.
Shadow put a hand on Sonic's shoulder, unsure of whether or not he could actually hear her.
But they are.
Sonic said.
I'm hearing people talk to me. Can't you?
Can't you?
No,
Shadow shook her head.
we're the only two in here.
Sonic shook his head.
I hear more people talking.
He said, then fell silent. Shadow shook him,
Shit.
but she didn't get an answer every time she spoke.
Only in every other time.
Shadow looked around, wondering if it was safe to leave him alone.
Yeah,
She
she's-
sighed
no.
and stood up, then left the
bye.
room.
All right, bye.
See ya.
Before she did, she looked back at Sonic, who had a blank expression on his face and was staring off. Wow.
Sounds healthy to me.
Before she did, she looked back at Sonic, who had a blank expression on his face and was staring off into space. Shadow sighed and went downstairs.
See you, bitch. I got shit to do.
I like how
You'll find me, I
Shadow-
guess.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
I like how she gave him like the old like shake and spake, but he still didn't like fucking. He
still
just like
didn't
didn't
react.
he didn't say anything, and then she just leaves.
Everyone in this story is
so weird.
bad.
It's so weird that Sonic didn't do anything.
Wow.
Has
Well, that was.
Terminator ever interacted with another human being in real life?
Yeah,
Does
he
really
interacted
think-
with Fangs of Lightning, who
No,
also
but
hasn't
real
interacted
life.
with another human being.
like
The two of them together have interacted with one human being
Or, the question is,
because
do
they're
hedgehogs
each
count?
half human.
I guess that's right. Yeah, you put them together and you get a whole person out
Oh.
of them.
Well, that was sudden, but then again, what isn't? Herein a reason for insanity.
Arfie,
God.
Arfie. Hashtag Arfie.
get that hashtag
Get it trending.
Arfie. Yeah,
Okay, now I have to put that hashtag in the description.
Oh, this is so bad.
no,
Yeah, but it's so good.
yeah.
Oh my god!
All right, we're 1/7 of the way through, boys.
And I believe that it only gets crazier from here. I
Oh
was
man, it
told.
just turns into slice of life for the rest of it.
Right.
amazing.
It really plateaus.
Yeah. Well, it has to plunge back down and then plateau.
Thanks for watching, and an extra special thanks to our Platinum D-Hole patrons, ODST795 and Polly Hebert. If you've been enjoying our stuff for some time now, we'd really appreciate Patreon support at any level, even as low as $1 a month. Every level grants perks for the public Discord server, linked below, and also for the monthly video poll. Regardless, have a great day.